Exterior, outside high school, Washington, D.C., continuous. Arthur gets out of the school gate, crosses the street, and meets Ben Wallace, 17, his best friend. Ben is mestizo, athletic, very cool. He welcomes Arthur with a disarming smile. Ben rides a flying skateboard that works owing to the energy generated by the sidewalk made of solar panels.
Is that your new invention?
Want to try it?
No thanks, Benny. Do you have some water?
Ben hands Arthur a gourd of water. Arthur empties it in one gulp.
Are you fired?
Not yet.
They walk side by side on the sidewalk. Ben is a foot higher than Arthur because he rides his flying board. They both sweat because of the heat.
You should stop taking drugs. That sucks. What's your punishment?
None. Mr. O'Toole even offered me a book.
You mean an old one? A paper book?
Yes. Yeats's poetry.
Never heard of it. I'm going to speed up the board a little. See you at my slum in 10 minutes.
Ben touches his ear link, a small bulge behind his right ear, hiding a chip inserted under the skin.
Speed level 3.
Ben, on his flying board, speeds away from a bewildered Arthur and is out of watch in less than a second. Interior, Ben's apartment, continuous. A 2-room apartment, built inside a former cinema, transformed into small apartments for poor people. The only light comes from round light shafts drilled into the ceiling. Arthur and Ben are seated in red former movie seats turned into armchairs. Arthur drinks a beer and watches some news being broadcast on a holographic screen while Ben is fixing something on his board.
Are you afraid, Artie?
Of being selected? Not really. Are you?
Of course. 2 years ago, when my mother volunteered to be euthanized, I was so angry. Blamed it on the bloody sex she got involved in. But now I think that maybe she was right. To choose the time of her death and not let a fucking AI do it instead.
Arthur gets up from the armchair and looks at a frame that lays on a shelf, separating the small living room from the tiny kitchen. The frame shows changing digital pictures of Ben and his mother at different periods and in different places. Arthur turns around to look at Ben. Ben has put on his head a full-face helmet and hands to him an identical one.
I found a new game on the darknet called Escaping GOD, Chasing Forces.
Arthur takes the helmet hesitantly.
We could be sent to jail for less than this.
That's the funniest part of it, don't you think?
Arthur smiles and puts the helmet on.